Have you ever felt your heart start to pound, your palms get sweaty, and your mind go completely blank the moment you needed to speak English? It's a feeling so many of us know. The fear of making a mistake, of being judged, or of not finding the right words can be paralyzing. It can make you stay silent when you desperately want to connect. But what if I told you that the journey from being a nervous, silent learner to a confident English speaker isn't about being perfect? It's about being brave. Today, I'm going to share with you not just tips, but a change in perspective that transformed my life and will empower you to finally unlock your voice. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, I want to take you on a journey. It's a journey that is very close to my heart, one that truly transformed the entire course of my life, the journey of learning to speak English fluently. For me, English wasn't just another subject in school. It became a key that unlocked a world I never knew existed. It opened doors to opportunities I couldn't have imagined. It allowed me to build friendships with wonderful people from cultures I'd only read about, and it gave me the courage to dream on a much grander scale. But my beginning was anything but grand. I remember my first few months of trying to practice. I was terrified. My vocabulary was a tiny island in a vast ocean of words I didn't know. My accent felt heavy and clumsy in my own mouth. I'll never forget one specific afternoon. I was in a small cafe wanting to feel brave, and I decided to order my coffee in English. The barista, a friendly native speaker, smiled at me. I froze. The simple words, "Can I have a latte, please?" felt like a mountain I couldn't climb. I stammered something, my face grew hot with embarrassment, and what came out was a jumble of sounds. He looked confused. In the end, I just pointed at the menu, defeated. I remember leaving that cafe not with a coffee, but with a heavy feeling of failure, wanting to become invisible. That feeling can be a prison, and I know some of you listening right now might be living in a similar prison of fear. Perhaps you're shy and the thought of speaking makes your stomach churn. Perhaps you're terrified of making a mistake, worried that people will silently judge you or, even worse, laugh. Let me tell you right now, from the bottom of my heart, making mistakes is not a sign of your failure. It is the clearest, most undeniable proof that you are trying. It is a badge of honor on your learning journey. We have to learn to see our errors not as embarrassments, but as stepping stones. Think of it like this. Speaking English is like learning to swim. You can read all the books about swimming, watch all the videos of Olympic swimmers, but until you get in the water, you will never learn. At first, the water feels cold and shockingly deep. The fear of sinking is real. But then you take a leap of faith. You jump in, you splash, you cough, you swallow some water, and it's not pretty. But you're doing it. The more you paddle, the more you kick. The more you allow yourself to feel awkward in the water, the more your body learns. Soon you start to float. Then you start to move. And one day, you're swimming across the pool. And the fear is just a distant memory. The journey to English fluency is exactly the same. You have to be willing to jump in and splash around. So how do we start? What are the practical ways to get into the water? One of the most foundational methods is simply listening. But there are two ways to listen: passive and active. Passive listening is putting on English music or a podcast in the background while you do other things. This is helpful. It gets your ears used to the rhythm, the cadence, the musicality of the language. It's like letting the water flow around you. But active listening is where the real magic happens. This is focused listening. Let me give you a specific technique I used, which I call the movie method. First, pick a short scene from a movie or TV show you love, just 2 or 3 minutes. Watch it with subtitles in your native language to fully understand the context. Then watch it again, but this time with English subtitles. Pause whenever you need to. Look up words you don't know. Pay attention to how the written word connects to the sound. Now, the third step. Watch it again with no subtitles at all. Your brain will now be trying to connect the sounds to the meaning you've already learned. And finally, the bravest step. Choose 1 or 2 lines you like and try to say them out loud. Mimic the actor. Copy their emotion, their intonation, their rhythm. Don't just say the words, try to feel them. This active process trains your ears, your mind, and your mouth all at once. Next, let's talk about practicing the physical act of speaking. The best way to do this when you're alone is to talk to yourself. I know it sounds silly, but it is one of the most powerful, pressure-free ways to practice. I used to do this all the time. I would pretend I was a guest on a talk show, and the host was asking me about my day. I would ask the questions, and I would answer them. Another technique is to become a narrator. As you go about your day, narrate your actions in simple English. I am opening the fridge now. I see some milk and eggs. I think I will make an omelet. This habit connects English directly to your daily life, making it a part of your world, not just a subject you study. And please, let go of the idea that you need a huge vocabulary. You don't need to sound like a literature professor to have a meaningful conversation. Simple, clear words are your best friends. Your goal is connection, not perfection. People are far more patient and understanding than we give them credit for. Your sincere effort to communicate is what truly matters. I used to be obsessed with the thought, what if they laugh at me? It was a constant echo in my mind. But one day, a different thought, a more powerful one, pushed its way through. If I remain silent because of fear, I will never ever improve. My situation a year from now will be exactly the same as it is today. That realization changed everything. So I spoke. I spoke when I was nervous. I spoke when I wasn't sure. And I spoke when I knew I was probably making mistakes. And the world didn't end. Most people were incredibly kind. They would listen patiently, and some would even gently correct me, offering the right word like a gift. Every time someone corrected me, I realized it wasn't a criticism. It was a free lesson. Reading. Out loud is another phenomenal tool. When you read, you are training your brain to see and process the language. But when you read out loud, you are training your mouth and your ears at the same time. You are building muscle memory. Your tongue learns how to form new shapes. Your mouth learns how to produce new sounds. It doesn't have to be a novel. It can be a news article, a blog post, a children's story. Just 5 minutes a day of reading out loud will build your confidence and make the words feel more natural when you need them in a real conversation. And never, ever be ashamed to ask for help. Asking, "How do you say this?" or "What does that word mean?" is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength and intelligence. It shows you are an active participant in your own learning. But all these techniques, listening, speaking, reading, will only work if they are built on a solid foundation. And that foundation is your mindset. You absolutely must believe in yourself. If your internal monologue, Your inner voice is constantly whispering, "You can't do this. You're not smart enough. You'll never learn." Then every step will feel like walking through deep mud. You have to become your own best cheerleader. You have to change that narrative. When you make a mistake, instead of saying, "I'm so stupid," try saying, "Okay, that didn't work. That's interesting information. What can I learn from this?" Reframe every error as a discovery, not a defeat. The analogy of climbing a mountain is so perfect for learning English. When you are standing at the bottom, the peak looks impossibly high. You can't imagine ever reaching it. But a mountaineer doesn't get to the top in one giant jump. They get there by focusing on the very next step. I just need to get to that rock. And when they reach it, they focus on the next one. The entire epic journey is just a long series of small, manageable, present moment steps. And every once in a while, it's crucial to stop, take a breath, look back down the trail, and see how far you've come. Those small wins, understanding a song lyric, successfully asking for directions, having a 2-minute conversation, they are your scenic viewpoints. You must pause and celebrate them. So I encourage you with all my heart, start today. Speak a little English. Use the words you know. Don't chase an imaginary standard of perfection. Chase the real, tangible feeling of connection. Learning this language is like planting a tree. You water it every day. For weeks, even months, it might look like nothing is happening on the surface. But underground, roots are growing deep and strong. And then one day, you'll see a sprout. And with continued care, that sprout will grow into a tall, strong tree, providing shade and beauty. And you will feel an incredible sense of pride, knowing that you cultivated it with your own patience and persistence. Let's talk about finding friends to practice with. This can feel like the scariest step of all. I remember asking a classmate if she wanted to meet for coffee and only speak English. The first time we met, it was so awkward. There were long, painful silences. We would both start a sentence, forget a word, and then just give up and laugh nervously. But we agreed to meet again. The next week was a little better. By the 4th or 5th week, something shifted. We started telling simple stories. We managed to make jokes. We were learning together in a safe space where mistakes were not just, allowed. They were expected. That experience taught me that shared vulnerability is the foundation of true connection and accelerated learning. And I want to share a story about a moment of triumph. It was years after that embarrassing incident in the coffee shop. I was sitting in a park reading a book. A tourist couple approached me looking lost. They unfolded a large map and asked me a complicated question about finding a specific bus route to a museum across town. In that moment, something amazing happened. There was no fear. There was no hesitation. My heart wasn't pounding. I looked at their map, understood their question, and I explained the directions to them clearly and calmly. I used my hands to point. I recommended a better route, and I even suggested a nice place for lunch near the museum. The smile of pure relief and gratitude on their faces when they understood me, it felt like magic. It was in that moment that I truly understood. English isn't just a collection of grammar rules and vocabulary lists. It is a bridge between human beings. It's a powerful, beautiful tool for helping, sharing, and connecting. That is the reward that is waiting for you. All the frustrating moments, all the awkward conversations, all the hard work. It is all leading to moments like that. It's leading to a bigger, more connected world. Whenever you feel like giving up, I want you to hold on to that vision. Imagine yourself in the future, traveling to a new country and making friends, succeeding in an international career, or simply understanding your favorite movies without subtitles. Let that vision pull you forward. And above all, throughout this entire process, be kind to yourself. You are doing one of the most challenging and brave things a person can do, learning to think and communicate in a whole new way. If you have a bad day, where the words just won't come, that's okay. It doesn't erase all your progress. You are not a machine. You are a human being on a journey. And every single day you spend learning, you are getting better, even if you can't see it yet. One day, you will look back at this moment, at the beginning of your journey, and you will be amazed at how far you've come. And on that day, you will smile and say with quiet, confident pride, I did it. Conclusion. So to bring it all together, the path from being a silent observer to a confident English speaker is not a race. It is a journey of cultivation. It's built on the foundation of a courageous mindset that reframes mistakes as lessons. It's powered by consistent daily actions, even small ones, like active listening, reading aloud, and daring to speak, even if it's just to yourself. And it's sustained by celebrating every small victory along the way, recognizing how far you've come. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent and, most importantly, kind to yourself. My challenge to you today is this. Take one small, brave step within the next 24 hours. Don't just think about it. Do it. Maybe it's leaving a comment on this video in English telling us about a small win you had this week. Maybe it's finding a song you love and looking up the lyrics. Or maybe it's just looking in the mirror and saying, I am an English learner and I am proud of my effort. Choose your one step and take it. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to watch our next videos. Thank you for listening. Keep speaking, keep learning, and never forget that every word you learn is building a brighter, more connected future for yourself.